Hey guys, welcome to another edition of Outlawed with Ron Stone and Jason Schultz. Jason's going to kind of be in the background. He might pop in now and then. He has a little sketchy internet where he's at. So on the show tonight, we're going to recap the weekend from Gibbon, Nebraska, Mobile, Iowa, DeLeon, Texas, oh, good Lord. And Mound City, Kansas, and Springfield, Missouri. It's been a big, long weekend. We'll recap those events from the weekend. And then, of course, we'll look forward to this weekend, starting on Thursday night in Weeping Water, Nebraska, the Cass County Fair there in Nebraska and Weeping Water. West Point, Nebraska on Friday night, the Cumming County Fair. Also on Friday is Marthasville. I have two classes in Marthasville, Missouri, the super modified two-wheel drives and the heavy pro stock tractors. And Saturday, of course, is the big pull in Macon, Missouri, the Central Missouri Honor Flight pull patriotic event that's been happening there. It's raised somewhere in the neighborhood of $140,000 over the last few years for the Central Missouri Honor Flight. So just want to get to recapping here. If you have any questions, we're also going to talk a little bit about the Iowa State Fair as well. We have some updated information on parking, when you could come in and park, when you have to leave by, and where the overflow parking is located. So we're pretty excited to get back into the Iowa State Fair this year. Hey, Billy Joe, how are you guys doing? The truck's been doing pretty good here lately. Talking to Nathan Breheim's wife there, the Pro Stock 4x4 has been doing pretty well here lately. But let's recap the weekend. Hard to believe it's already almost mid-August here. And somebody's trying to call me here. So we started in Gibbon, Nebraska on Friday night and DeLeon, Texas on Friday night. Let's go to Gibbon here and look at the results. We had naturally aspirated two-wheel drives. Terry Van Beek took the win there with the slightly twisted. The modified four-wheel drives, Murray Thornton out of Bedford, Iowa. The Thumper team took the win in the mod 4x4s. Pro Stock 4x4, Keith Hammonds, bipolar Chevy, took the win. Light Limited Pro Stock, Roger Rui, One Mean Farmer. Diesel Super Stock, Doug Meisinger comes out. Four tractors in that Super Stock class, Diesel Super class, and Doug Meisinger put down one heck of a run there in Gibbon. He did Saturday night as well, which we'll get to that later. Unlimited Super Stock, Gary Whip and Deer Fever, current points leader in the class. Limited Pro Stocks, points leader Gary Barrett, high stakes horsepower, took the win. Light Super Stocks, Mark Ulmer went 1 and 2, the Weapon and Eleanor. And then in Super Farm, Alan Andrews, Dakota Deer, pulls out a win on Friday night. Then if we look down south here to DeLeon, Texas on Friday night, at 3 classes down in DeLeon. The Peach and Melon Festival down there. I hear it gets a little warmish down there. Cameron Neves wins the modified tractor class. Pro Stocks, Clint Medding, the Bulletproof Buck, had a good weekend. And the Texas Two-Step from Columbus, Texas, Cole Zychek takes the win. Scott Wiens, a Nebraska truck, comes in second there on Friday night in DeLeon. Then we looked to Mobile, Iowa. Pretty good track there in Mobile on Saturday night. Light Limited Pro Stock, Brady Gosler, spare time tractor, pulls out a win. Unlimited Supers. That one hasn't been updated. I have to look and check and see. I can't remember who won that. Diesel Super Stocks, Doug Meisinger took the win with Scrappy. 2 in a row for Doug Meisinger. He had Matt Goodwin came out and laid down an amazing pass, and then Meisinger comes out and lays down a monster of a pass after that. So that tractor running really well. Red Rock, 2020 points champion Barry Haverhalls wins Super Farm. In modified four-wheel drive, Jamie Bush out of Mason City, Iowa, wins the Mod 4x4 class. All this information, of course, I'm pulling it straight off the Outlaw Pulling app, which you can download yourself right now from the Google Play Store. Downloads pretty quickly. We'll look to De Leon here on Saturday night. We had 3 events going on Saturday night. We're in De Leon, Texas, Springfield, Missouri, and Mobile, Iowa. Two-wheel drives on Saturday night. Timmy Mikowski and Thumper takes the win down at the Peach and Melon Festival. Mr. Donald Nelson, the Twisted Whip, takes first in the 74 mods. And the Pro Stocks, the Medding swept the weekend. Connor wins it on Saturday night with the Bull Wagon. Then we go to Springfield on Saturday night in the Light Pro class, the 540 Light Pro. Ryan Mitchell in Hostile Environment takes the win there. Light Super Stocks, Corey Schluter in the Barn Burner. They finally got that thing figured out this year. He's laying down some nice passes. Limited Pro Stocks, Gary Barrett on a roll this year, high stakes horsepower. Pro Stock 4x4, Keith Hammonds, once again, the bipolar Chevy out of Green City, Missouri, in Pro Stock 4x4. Then we go to the final pull of the weekend, which was Mound City, Kansas. Limited Pro Stock, hometown boy Brent Paddock, the Digging Deep Deer, takes the win in Mound City. Of note here, Tony Wertman was driving the No Green, No Glory tractor of Joe Moriando. He took second in the limited Pro Stock class. In the heavy Pro Stock class, Clint Medding. Medding's having a great weekend. Takes the win in Mound City, Kansas. Pro Stock 4x4, Dave Walters, and the Tater Wagon 2. Big Pro 4 class. I think we had about 17, I believe. Yeah, 17 trucks in that class. So still a lot of pulling left to go. I've been looking forward on the schedule here for this weekend. Was trying to get a couple promoters on for tonight. Kristen's not feeling well, lost her voice. Wasn't going to be able to come on for the Honor Flight, Central Missouri Honor Flight pool. But we were trying to get maybe Eric Claypool or someone to come on since they're hosting it there in Macon. Looking forward on the schedule from here forward. This weekend, of course, Thursday night is Weeping Water, Nebraska at the Cass County Fair. On Friday night, we have Marthasville, Missouri, 2 classes there, Supermod 2-wheel drive and heavy Pro Stock tractors. Also on Friday night is West Point, Nebraska, the Cumming County Fair. That's a pretty good pull there. I went there last year and announced that event. 3,200 Pro Field. Light limited mods are there this year. Light limited Pro Stocks, Pro Stock 4x4s, Super Farms, unlimited Super Stocks, and limited Pro Stock tractors up there at West Point, Nebraska on Friday. Then on Saturday, Hoffman's. Thanks, Chadley. I appreciate it, buddy. I remember now. A lot of pulling over this past weekend. It's hard to remember everything. But, yeah, I'll be at Macon on Saturday. You betcha. Any patriotic pull like that, I'm going to be there with bells on. Yeah, big weekend lined up. And then if we look a little bit forward here, hang with me here. We'll look a little farther forward in the schedule. Once again, all this information is on the app. After this weekend, after Macon wraps up, take a short break. And I mean a short break. That's Macon Saturday night. And then Tuesday at noon, we pick back up at the Iowa State Fair, and Wednesday at noon as well. That's August 17th and 18th at the Iowa State Fair, a week from today for Tuesday. Then a couple days of rest again, and then we're hooking again at the Thunder by the River in Wisner, Nebraska. Excited to be back there after missing that last year because of COVID. Then we move on to the following weekend, Chickasha, Oklahoma on Saturday night, August 28th, as well as Madison, South Dakota on Saturday the 28th as well. Moving into September 10th and 11th. That weekend, we've themed it the Red, White, and Back the Blue weekend, supporting our military as well as our police. That is the 20th anniversary of 9/11/01. So be a patriotic weekend in the Show Me State. Warrensburg, Missouri, September 10th. Buckner, Missouri on September the 11th. After that, we've got Cape Girardeau, Missouri, the SEMO District Fair on September 17th. That's a Friday. And then the season wraps up in Spencer, Iowa on September the 19th. And that's a Sunday in Spencer. And also like to mention the pull we're having in Texas, down in Nacogdoches, Texas, was just confirmed this last week. That pull that we had in Lufkin last year, the big truck show down there that benefits Mission 22 for veterans that come home from overseas that have been fighting war, and helps those veterans assimilate back into regular life like you and I are used to here without having any issues. You know, we have a lot of veterans that commit suicide at an alarming rate, and Mission 22 helps these veterans assimilate back into everyday life. Hey, Colin, how are you?
Good. How's it going?
Good, man. Hey, I was just kind of pumping up the pull down in Nacogdoches, Texas. We're having in mid-October, the 15th and 16th, and it's 100%. All the proceeds, 100% of it goes to Mission 22.
That's awesome.
It's just kind of going over that. That one's kind of newly just popped up. They just moved it. I mean, not newly popped up as an event, but they moved the event to a larger facility, and should be a lot more people there this year, which would be incredible. There was a ton of people there last year. So the promoters,
we've never went down there before. It's we always went to Whitewright, and we went to De Leon a long time ago, but we haven't been down there in a while. But yeah,
I'll tell you,
a fun one to go to.
On Saturday there last year, of course, the pull was early on Saturday. I think it was actually like 10 a.m. on Saturday. The diesel drags were in the spotlight that night, and the truck show. This year, the pull is going to be in the spotlight. We're going to be pulling Friday night and Saturday night, and they're still having the diesel drags. It's on an old airstrip, and so they may be doing actually arm drop drags with the semis there. And they're also having live entertainment. Wade Bowen, they just signed Wade Bowen to become play there, as well as some other bands too. So trying to get my foot in the door down there as well. So
yeah, no kidding.
In there. So enough with all these pulls coming up. You can check them all out on the app. We're talking to Unlimited Superstock puller Colin Wiens. Colin, how you doing?
We're doing good. It was a hot one today, so it's nice to be sitting in the AC.
Yeah, I was outside about 10 minutes ago. It's still.
Oh man, it's heavy. It's
you got walk on the air out there. Cut it with a knife for sure. It's thick.
Yeah.
So you're one of our young guns, man. You made it just under the bar. I mean, we kind of put the age limit at 25, so you're right there, buddy.
Yeah. I'm glad to be considered a young gun, I guess. I'm old, washed up.
Oh, washed up. I doubt that. How's it going this season? I mean, you had a catastrophic engine failure at Rock Valley. I mean, put the season in a nutshell here for us so far.
Yeah, we built that tractor 2 years ago actually, and we didn't get it out much last year just because of the COVID stuff, and so we're still trying to learn it a little bit. This year it's really been fighting us. So we thought we had it kind of figured out. We went to Rock Valley and obviously had that, threw a rod out of the side, which, we still don't understand what caused that, whether if it was a bearing failure or a rod failure. Either way, it happened. So we put in a new short block for the next week. And the next week we went to David City and, had a really good pass at David City, but I think we were maybe a little aggressive on the fuel, and ended up pounding another bearing out of that one and ruining that crank in that motor. So we put another motor in for the next week, and that's the motor we're on now. We're on our third bullet, so we're trying to make this one live a little bit.
I'm just curious, how many do you have left?
Well, this is our last one. That's why we're
take it easy on this one.
Yeah, that's right.
See, I think somebody should have got a picture of Taylor right after that happened. She She gave this look of her hands on her head. After that, I wish somebody would got a picture of that because kind of summed up the situation.
Now we're battling, these last 2 or 3 hooks we've been battling a turbo. So we finally figured that out this week, that it was a turbo causing us some issues. So we put a new turbo in for this next weekend, Thursday in Weeping Water. So we'll see if that solves our issues or not. It's been kind of fighting us. So
okay. Well, tell us, give us some backstory here. I mean, how'd you get involved in pulling?
Well, my dad has always been involved in pulling. I kind of grew up with it. He was big into the antiques back in the day, and that kind of just funneled into kind of what it is now. I mean, I grew up going to tractor pulls when I was young, and I just kept doing it, and I really enjoy doing it, and that's just kind of where we're at. So it's kind of a family outing every weekend. So
right. So what class did your dad pull? You said antiques, but
yeah, he pulled 2 cylinders. I mean, just old 2 cylinders. I don't know what class he was actually in. I was pretty young, but he was big into it. So.
But you were hooked at a young age.
Yeah, I guess I never really had a choice. I mean, I was going regardless.
Yeah, I'm just curious. Some of the things that I did, if anybody else did this, were you like pulling old car hoods around with your bicycle when you were a kid, anything like that? Pretending like
a little bit. I was more into the go-karts and the four-wheelers when I was young. I did a lot of go-kart tracks and stuff like that. So that's always kind of like the motorsports side of things. So
Right. So we always ask if you had your choice of any class you could possibly pull in, and where you could pull your dream pull. What class would you pull in, and what pull would you go to?
It's kind of a tough question. I'm kind of biased because I really enjoy the class we're in. It's a really, really competitive class, and it's kind of open. So you kind of run as hard as you want. You can kind of run some different stuff that other people don't have, and I really like that part of it. So I'm gonna say my class. I like the unlimited super stocks.
Okay.
But as far as the location, I'm not sure. Any place that has a really good track for us is just fun. Right. I mean, as long as there's the best pullers in in our class and it's a good track, that's where I want to be. So.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. We can't nail you down on that one.
No.
Fair enough. So tell us how you said your dad pulled antiques. So how in the world did you end up pulling an unlimited super stock? I mean, how did this start?
Well, he pulled antiques, and then he moved up to like a light limited super stock, and it was light super stock in that, Bush Pullers and Outlaws back in the day. So he was just a single charger alcohol motor, and he ran that for a long time. And that kind of evolved into the component chassis and the component rear end, kind of what it is now. I mean, it just kind of it's always kind of a progressive, you see one turbo turns into 2, turns into 3, turns into a component chassis. Right. That's kind of how it happens. So
yeah, more power.
Yeah, that's right.
Transmission start breaking every weekend, and that's generally how it works.
Yep.
So you, I asked Taylor over the weekend on Saturday if she'd be willing to come on, and she said volleyball started tonight or this week.
Oh yeah. She started school back up, so she gets kind of busy now. So maybe that means I'll be able to get in the seat a little more. Who knows?
Yeah, I think you've had the seat a little more than she has this year. Is that?
Yeah, we've been trying some new stuff, and I think I'm a little more comfortable sitting in the seat on a brand new motor kind of thing. So that's kind of where we've been at. But we don't have any problem with her sitting in the seat. I kind of like having her in the seat sometimes, beating up on those guys. They get a little.
Right. But it's kind of cool to see your own tractor coming down.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You don't get that vantage point. So
for sure.
I used to pull a 4-wheel drive pulling truck, so I know it's kind of cool to watch it. My dad would drive it, and it was kind of cool to watch, to see and hear it. But that's cool. Yeah. So how do you guys split up driving duties on that? Is it you flip a coin or just
no? Usually, I just ask her if she wants to pull, she pulls. If she doesn't, she doesn't. A lot of times if she can't go, that kind of just determines, it kind of depends who can go. I can't go sometimes, and we just kind of fill in as needed. There's not really any rhyme or reason about it. We just kind of, if it's a 2-day event, I usually pull on the first night. She pulled on the second. And
what was she hooked when she was young as well? Or, I mean, did she play with Barbie dolls or did she play with toy tractors when she was?
Oh, I don't know. I wouldn't say she played with tractors, but she's kind of got a little daredevil side in her, and she just kind of she enjoys the adrenaline rush of the tractor. So she pulled right when she was 16. So she pulled that single charger alcohol that my dad had back in the day. So
that's awesome.
She's always pulled. She really enjoys it. So
yeah, we've got a few drivers this year under the age of 18 that are out there making it happen this year. That's pretty cool. I mean, Daly Wilson's out there doing really well in her class.
Yeah.
I felt horrible for her on Saturday night or Sunday night in Mound City. She had a really good pass going and something in the transmission let go right towards the end. She's doing really well this year too. So.
Yeah, she is. I think, it just, when you grow up with it and you're around it all the time, you just kind of have a knack for it. After a while, you kind of know what to do and what to expect. And, yeah, she's doing a great job. I mean, there's not too many first-year pullers that can do that kind of stuff. Was she second in points still, or what? She dropped this last weekend?
I haven't checked since this weekend, but we can do it right now.
Yep.
You do have the app on your phone, right?
Me?
Yeah.
Of course.
All right. Just checking.
I wouldn't know what position I'd pull in if I didn't have the app.
Yep, that's
I forget.
You actually lost a spot. She's in third now. Brent Paddock won the event Sunday. Yep. There's only 4 points separating them right now.
That's a tight class.
Gary Barrett's kind of putting some distance between him and second. He's doing really well this year. The high stakes horsepower. Yep. So getting back to your class, tell us about your tractor a little bit. Now, this tractor is still pretty new. Was it 2 years old?
Yeah, so we built it 2 years ago, and we did the chassis on it, and we do our motor work through Brent Payne at GMS, and he kind of supplies us with parts, and we kind of try to do everything we can ourselves. We do all our turbo plumbing, manifolds, downpipes, all that kind of stuff. We do in house. Kind of makes us a little, I don't know, it kind of puts a little pride in it for us. Right. We had the tin work done down in Missouri, and had a local guy around us paint it for us. And yeah, I mean, it's I don't know, it's just kind of our deal. So
I know it kind of made a splash when it first came out a couple of years ago with how low you sit in the seat.
Yeah.
In the tractor. I mean, it has a cool look to it.
Yeah. We're
digging that.
We played with that a lot when we were building it. Kind of, how high to sit in that seat. That hood sits really low. That 50/20 hood sits super low. So we thought that's about where you needed to sit in it for it to look right. And also get a lower center of gravity a little bit. Our class is so big on front end weight. If you can run a 20-inch drawbar all the time, you're doing something. So that was a big emphasis for us when we were building that thing, is trying to get as much nose weight as possible, and it kind of played into that a little bit.
Yeah, that would help maybe with when they get to walking back and forth a little bit. That low center of gravity would help a little bit.
Yeah. So,
what kind of horsepower are you guys making?
I don't know. We've never dynoed. I can say we dynoed one long time ago, but that was a complete different charger setup, different cam, a lot of different stuff. They're talking maybe, I don't know, a lot of guys in our class say they're maybe making 3,500 to 4, right in there, something like that. Okay. But I couldn't tell you exactly what ours is making.
What kind of RPM?
We usually run anywhere from, well, it depends. It depends if I'm driving or Taylor's driving.
Oh, okay.
Usually we run anywhere from 6,500 to 7,000, right in there, maybe 6,000 down the track. So.
And what is the block that's in that?
It's an 8-1 block deer.
Gotcha. So, okay. Let's get back to you a little bit. What's going on in your life right now besides tractor pulling?
Well, I farm with my 2 cousins. We farm together. Well, actually, it's kind of my 2 cousins and my dad. We farm together. And then my uncle, we used to all farm together, so it was 5. But my uncle retired here this last year, so it's 4 of us now, and we all farm together and put up with each other every day. So
Okay.
we do the farm thing, and then we sell as-grow DeKalb seed.
There you go.
So yeah, we keep pretty busy.
Very nice. Have you ever, as a team, at any point when the chips were down, just thought about throwing in the towel? Just calling it.
At what point? On the farm or the pulling side?
Oh, pulling. I'm sorry.
Well, I'll tell you, last weekend when we kept having turbo issues, I about told my dad to just drive in the ditch and we can just walk home because we were pretty frustrated. But that's kind of a part of our class. We're just real competitive, and that's what makes it fun. It makes it real rewarding when you do good, but it is real frustrating when you're struggling a little bit. So
I'm sure. Yeah, just for example, watching the Schluters this year with their tractor, hauling it all those miles and then they can't get it to go down the track. I mean, and they think they've got it fixed and it does the same thing. I mean, and you see that it's not just them. You see that in several different classes, different pullers. But the frustration. You just know they're frustrated as could be.
We've had a lot of semi rides home where there's not too many words spoken. It's just kind of it's pretty silent on the way home. So
right. So what's the future look like? Anything different in the future with the tractor or more
I think we're pretty content where we're at now. I think if we can get a little more consistent, we'll be doing good. It's just hard to do in our classes to be consistent. I mean, everyone runs so hard. You got to run so hard to be competitive all the time. So
sure.
If we can be consistent, I think we'll be really happy where we're at. So
yeah, I think maybe get a couple more bullets in the trailer as backups the way the season.
I think we get our spare motors back, we'll be all right. I don't want to run that. I don't want to wrench on that thing that much. That was a lot of wrenching in 2 or 3 weeks there. So
was there much salvageable from the motor that went south at Rock Valley?
No, there wasn't much. It snapped the cam and it messed the crank hull up. Maybe a few rods and pistons, but other than that, it was pretty toast. There wasn't much left of it.
I actually saw a large chunk of aluminum. I think it was a chunk of rod that.
Oh yeah.
I saw it hit the dirt and roll forward a little bit, and I was like, "Wow, there's not going to be much left behind that sheet."
We haven't had a very good track record at Rock Valley. We tend to screw a lot of things up at Rock Valley, and I don't know why. Because we don't ever try to run any harder. That place just eats us up every time, and I don't understand. But
can you see the comments? Do you know this guy Tristan Myers?
No, I don't know him. Block him.
You know him. He's saying you need to take over the Hollywood name.
I don't think so. I think Tristan's got that one mopped up.
It just kind of flows. Hollywood, Tristan Myers.
Yeah, it does. Well, he got second this weekend with somebody else's tractor, so obviously it's like,
he had a good pass up at Mobile.
That's right.
Pass. So I don't remember where he finished. We could look at the app.
I think he got second.
He led there for a little bit, and we thought he was going to hang on to win. And let's see here. Look up Mobile.
I think we need to get Tristan on here. That's what I'm going to do.
Oh, who's this guy here? Mason?
What's going on, guys? Can you hear me okay?
We got you.
Yeah, we got you.
Hey, Colin, how are you, buddy?
Good. How's it going?
Good. Sorry we made you famous at Rock Valley with the videos. So I feel bad about that.
Right. Somebody's got to do it.
That's like the worst. That's the worst feeling in the world as a fellow puller. We know somebody else just spent a little bit of change, and you know what that change costs. You're out there videoing it, so you got to show it.
Somebody's got to do it. We're all right.
Yep.
So, have you been listening in, Jason? Just curious.
No, I have an event going on for work tonight, but I walked out of the room and told them that I had to take a phone call. So it's all good.
We've kind of gone over, how Colin got into pulling and all. It was a family thing. Dad pulled and antiques and moved up to light super stock, and talked about the tractor a little bit and how it makes 5,000 horsepower. And
yeah, right.
I
wish I'd be doing a lot better if it did.
5,500, is that the rumor now?
I heard 6,500, Colin.
Oh, 65. No, that's the remedy, I think, is what.
No, when we were at the dyno last week, Colin, I was sharing all my videos, and everybody's like, "Oh, numbers." I'm like, "No, those are my numbers."
Yeah.
And, numbers in dyno really don't mean a lot. You just want to improve over last time. Everybody's dyno is different, so.
Sure. Crowd loves those numbers, though.
Oh yeah,
they do.
Yeah,
they do. That's why we always inflate them a little bit, Colin. If you ever listen to us announce,
that never happens.
We gotta respect it.
That's with me.
Just round up. That's the best way. Round up.
Hey, so did you see the video, Colin, of Freeze's tractor Friday night in Farley? I know it's not an outlaw hook, but I was there. It's first pass on my first one. And they were shooting fire out the bottom.
Yeah, I talked to him at Mobile about it. And what happened was he was running an extra nozzle for his fuel. He was changing his fuel setup a little bit, and that thing was just really, really fat. And I think some fuel was leaking by, and it ignited out of the bottom. Is what happened.
The flag guy, I've seen stuff come out the bottom of the tractor before, but not fire. So that was the flag guy was just so kind of wild.
Yeah, no, all was good there. He just maybe was a little on the fat side, so it's easy fix.
So your next hook, Colin, is
Weeping Water.
Weeping Water, Thursday night.
Thursday night. That's like our closest hook for us. So that's like
I was gonna say that's probably like a hometown pull for you, Colin.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
Yep, I'll be up in Nebraska.
What day do you guys pull at the fair, Colin? Tuesday or Wednesday?
We pull Tuesday.
Tuesday? Cool.
Yep.
And Jason Schultz, you'll be announcing with me there, won't you?
I'm super excited.
At the state fair?
Yes, sir.
Kurt, I think I've given you 3 motors. I know Taylor won it one year and threw a rod at 300 some foot. And then we obviously this year didn't end well. And I'm pretty sure there was one more time that we threw a rod at Rock Valley. So hasn't been very nice to us. I don't even know why we keep showing up.
Yeah, I would ask for you in that class not to be there.
Yeah, no kidding.
But it's Rock Valley. It's like one of the biggest pulls on the outlaw circuit, and they got to have you guys.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
your class is awesome.
So we'll see you on Friday night as well in West Point.
Yeah, we go to West Point too.
County Fair. So take it easy on it there Thursday night.
Yeah, well, probably not, but
don't blow fire out the bottom end of the bottom. So
we'll see.
Yeah. So, Jason, you have any questions for Colin?
I don't want to jump in late. I just wanted to let you know I was still alive and I was watching you guys, but I can't listen to it as much. So,
okay.
But they must like Colin because the numbers are still really strong. So, I don't know. I was trying to read through the comments.
Well, see, you blew me up. You blew me up about Rock Valley, and everybody wants to see the idiot that blew the tractor up on the track. So.
Let's not use the word idiot. Unfortunately.
Tristan Myers piped in a few minutes ago, Jason, and said
I posted that up.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. So I have to actually click on the comments.
Gotcha.
For them to pop on the screen, Ron. So
yeah, he's trying to lose that Hollywood moniker. We're not going to let that go. I don't.
No, we're not.
No, that's something that stays with you forever. It stays with you forever.
So, Colin, final words here. Any advice for any up and coming pullers? Any up and coming young guns?
Oh, I don't know. You just freaking send it. That's it. Just send it.
and don't give up.
Yeah, that's right. It'll get frustrating, but you'll have a time where it'll be worth it.
Okay. All right, buddy. We'll let you go. We're going to talk about
Colin, thanks for coming on tonight.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks, Colin. Appreciate it. Have a good night.
Well, that was fun, Ron.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a good interview.
These young guns, it was so fun Well, it's funny, so fun to go pulling last weekend, but to see everybody in person and, see Daly on the tractor and Paulson and all that different thing, and to see these people cruise around getting ready for the pull. And that Missouri State class had that one kid that was 15 and he took the first hook. He was so outgunned and he turned that hook down so he could come back around. I looked at my dad, he just kind of chuckled.
When he heard that he had the option to come back, he's like, "Oh yeah, come back."
He's like, "Yeah, I'll go $180 again. It's all good."
He actually did worse on his second hook, but he's young. He's got a lot to learn about pulling yet when it comes to taking that option pull. So, but he's having fun. But I felt really bad for Daly the other night.
Yeah,
she still had a lot of momentum left, and
she was moving.
Something let go in the transmission.
Her RPMs were in the right spot, and she was moving. So
yeah, that's pulling.
I do.
Where did you end up Sunday night?
Third. Yeah. Paddock's or not. The No Green, No Glory tractor was 298. No, Paddock's tractor was 298. No Green, No Glory was 296, and Dad was 293. I think Ken Summers was 289. Those are the ones I remember off the top of my head. So.
Yeah, that Paddock had a really
going
good.
Going to all these new places I've never been. It's just like you just guess, like on weights and.
Right.
But that's fine. I'm writing down notes, and we'll be there again. So.
What did you think of the track there Sunday night? That
was surprisingly power. Took power. I have not seen typically black dirt like that. If that's black dirt like that in Wisconsin, it'll be good, Ron, at 100 feet. But for the first 100 feet, we just buzz the tires, and then the tractor hooks, and then they rear. And if you're going straight, you're fine. But if it's pointed left or right, and then you're hammering brakes and everything else. But that was on you right now. Yeah, and it was hooking and it was rolling. So,
when I seen a lot of those earlier classes getting snuffed out at the end of the track, I was like, "Wow!"
We shifted down. We shifted down and we moved weight forward. So and it was the right thing. The tractor was set up nice, so no complaints. So
good deal. And you had a win over the weekend. You're not with the Outlaws, but
I went to McLeod. So McLeod, Kansas is a pull. Bill Petrie's been a friend of mine for years, and I've always wanted to go there, Ron. And the goal was to kind of make a loop through Missouri. And then hit a couple outlaw pulls, and then hit McLeod on Saturday night. And but they took the top four of us to the shootout, and then I won the shootout at the end of the night. So that was a great feeling because I'm not joking. We started my tractor at 3:00 on Friday, and my truck and trailer showed up, which I had never seen ever before, except for Dubuque. And it was wild. We loaded it at 4, and we were gone all weekend. We were like writing down notes, like, oh. Can't remember. We got to put this in the toter. We got to put this in the tractor. We got to put this in the trailer. We need this. We need that. It was wild, but it was fun to be back out. So then I drove straight home. So I left McLeod at 11 p.m. Got back to Richland Center, my house at 9 a.m. Dropped off Dad in Iowa at 6 a.m. I slept for 2.5 hours. I had to get to work. I had a bunch of stuff going on in the mortgage world. So I think I'm still a little wore out. I'm not going to lie to you. So.
Oh yeah. I was pretty tired on Monday. No doubt myself.
Well, I saw you were up. I got Snapchats of you at 3 a.m. playing your guitar. So out there in front of Ken
3? It was 3? No way.
Yeah. Whatever. I'm announcing. I'm embellishing a little bit.
I've got some notes here I have to find for the Iowa State Fair, but that pull in McLeod, I got almost riding my bicycle up there from my house where I live.
Do you live that close?
Yeah. Well. If I was in better shape, maybe I could ride my bicycle.
Okay.
I probably should.
That was a neat little pull, or Mountain City. That was a neat little pull for Paddocks. They were asking me what I thought and different things like that. I said, "This is great." I've never pulled in a rodeo arena like that before, so that was different. But you don't want to hit anything, obviously. So.
Right. The gates there at the end is a little intimidating, maybe if you get a little close. But I've never seen any accidents there. Knock on wood. With those gates, but
so state fair wise, very. That seems to be all the buzz right now. I know, and I don't want to take anything away from any polls between now and the state fair, and I know it's a week away yet. But how many years has it been since since tractor pulling's been at the state fair? 3 years or 4 years?
It seems it's right there somewhere. I think I'm thinking 4 maybe.
Okay.
I think somebody said 2017.
Okay.
Maybe in the last year. So, and I've never been there myself, not as a spectator or an announcer. So, it'll be all new for me as far as the location. But Dave Nelson's been sharing a lot of pictures of the stands and the arena and everything. Just kind of putting some teaser pictures out there. But we're all pretty excited.
Rui says 4.
Rui says 4. He should know.
Yep.
So
he should know.
Let's talk about this weekend a little bit. Coming up, as I'm looking for my notes here on the Iowa State Fair, but this weekend starts Thursday night in Weeping Water, Nebraska. Will we see the Remedy at Weeping Water, Nebraska?
No, I got Dad's Pull Friday night in Springville, Iowa. And then I have Hillsboro during the day, Saturday. That's 30 miles from my house. And then Norwalk, Wisconsin, Saturday night. So
gotcha.
I want to do some stuff close to home this weekend. And then, but you'll see me a lot more. Next week, I'm going to do State Fair and then Wisner. And then I'm going to fill out pretty much the rest of the season with you guys. So,
okay. Weeping Water has a nice little track there. Let's see. They've got light limited pros, Pro 4x4, Super Farm, and unlimited Super Stock. That Super Farm class is really getting tight.
It is.
Top 4 or 5. Those guys battle it out right to the end every year. And it seems
Did
like
the Pro Stocks tighten up in Mountain City Sunday night? Did Clint win and were Porter second? I know I don't mean to put you on the spot. But
well, let me look at the app here and see where
I can get it out too.
Gray's in the lead, 2 points over Connor.
Okay.
And then, according to the app,
how do you figure during a season run? How do they figure out the 2 drops, like for that Pro Stock class? Because I mean, you drop your worst 2 hooks, right?
Worst 2 hooks, or if you miss a hook, you can use that as your drop.
Okay. So, like right now, a points race would have everything in that you've been to. Is that accurate?
I'm not 100% sure on how Laura.
I want to figure that out.
If I don't think the drops are in there yet, I don't think, because that would really
sure
throw
how
it
they did
off.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a question for Lori. I think I should ask her. So
we got to get her on the show some night.
I think she's out on vacation riding Harleys. Her and Kevin were out riding. They were riding with Dave Bennett on Saturday night. I guess they left from Springfield, Missouri, at the fair there, and went motorcycle riding Saturday night. So
Roger says the drops are not in. So I guess my question for you, Roger, is: are the worst 2? I know every class is different. I know the Pro Stocks get 2 because I was talking to Medians. So do the points automatically pull out the worst 2? That's kind of what I want to know. So like when Ron's announcing or Josh or whatever, and they're talking about points, that's kind of always kind of wondered that, Ron. So I like that you guys do that.
Yeah, I
think that's a neat idea, a lot. Because it's a long season, but as you know.
Yeah, and we've got pullers that come from as far as South Texas, from Wisconsin, Minnesota. So yeah, I think it's just kind of automatic. It's a given that they're going to take the worst 2 out, and of course, if they miss one, that one's going to be pulled out. So I think it's just kind of a given. I don't know why anyone would want to keep one of their worst hooks in there. So
right.
So it kind of be a given to pull that out of there. So I'm going to check my mail here and see if I got a message from Eric Claypool. We're going to get Kristen Stanberry on here, and she's not feeling.
That's for the honor flight, right?
That's for the honor flight pool Saturday. And she said she's not feeling well and doesn't have a voice, so it wouldn't do us any good to have her on the show. But I reached out to the Claypools to see if they wanted to come on. So, oh boy, he's got a new phone, of course, and I obviously didn't install Messenger when I got my new phone today. So I can minimize this and go look on my computer.
And only classes with more than 20 hooks. And they usually start after Wisner. Okay, that makes sense. We gonna try to do some display stuff in Wisner on Thursday, Ron? Are you gonna be out there that early?
What's that? I'll be there on Thursday. Yep.
Okay, then I can be too, because we're gonna go right from the state fair. So if you want to do something with the place Thursday night, let me know. We'll get the remedy set up on display and anybody else that wants to go. So I cannot believe the amount of people that are messaged us about Wisner. So it's been fun. So you see that meme we made about no, we're not going to Bowling Green, we're going to Wisner.
I did. And it wasn't even, it wasn't anything meant towards Bowling Green. It was pretty honest. It said our class isn't there. So
no, it's just funny because every other message to Beer Money Pulling Team is, will the remedy be in Bowling Green? I'm like, no. And I kept saying no. And so Rusnik made that. The Rusink made that meme. No, we're not going to Bowling Green. They don't have our class. We're going to Wisner. But I'd be in. Anyway, so I'm so excited about Wisner. Did I lose you?
Yeah, we lost you there for
I lose you, Ron?
20, 30 seconds. We got you back now. So
okay.
Yeah, you were talking about Roos. Roos got that put on there, that come up with that meme, that clever fella, Ryan Roosing.
We just got supper. Check it out, Ron. Write that down. Take a screenshot.
Yeah, hey, I will definitely take note of that. Yeah, I've got Eric Claypool trying to get him on. He said he's working. I don't know who he's trying to kid. He's probably working on the truck, right?
Right. That's what we all do. Tony, the remedy needed nothing bad, but just like a lot of little tuning up and things, some couple bolts vibrated loose and different things like that. So after being all brand new, we expected that. So Tony found everything and we're ready to roll. So
okay, good deal. Well, I'm trying to get. You see Eric on there anywhere, Jason?
I haven't. Nobody's popped on. Nope. I've been watching.
He might be a little camera shy, maybe.
Everybody that's watching right now, please type in the comments your favorite outlaw pulls, and your favorite outlaw pullers. I'm curious to see, because a lot of people I know, Ron, come up to you and say, "Hey, I watch you every Tuesday night. It's a lot of fun, and we want to know what you guys want to hear more of." We're trying to do a recap of the previous weekend, preview the following weekend, the upcoming weekend, and always have a puller or two, or maybe a promoter on. That's what's been fun, Ron. I've had the promoters come up and say, "Hey, thanks for doing that with Ron and you guys. That was great." And really, really enjoyed that. So,
yeah, the benefit pull on Saturday with the Central Missouri Honor Flight. I'm just going to pull up their website here and.
Yeah, here. Tell me where it is. I'll go find it and I'll share it on the screen.
Yeah, it's just centralmissourihonorflight.com.
Centralmissourihonorflight.com. Yep. Okay.
It kind of explains, what it's all about. I try to kind of, put it all in a nutshell when I'm announcing, but basically, our veterans, they have monuments in Washington, D.C. that were erected in their honor for them serving our country. And a lot of these guys from the Midwest, have never even been there to see the monuments that were erected in their honor. So the Central Missouri Honor Flight for Missouri raises money to send these veterans. A lot of these guys are getting up there in age. We lose vets every day, World War II vets and such. And we try to get them to Washington, D.C. so they can see these monuments that were erected in their honor. So very patriotic event. And like I said before, I love the patriotic pulls. Anything that benefits our veterans, I'm there. And of course, my grandfather served in World War II, and it's it's something I look forward to going to every year. I announced it, when it wasn't an outlaw pull. I was one of the announcers there, so I enjoy it, and I think anybody that would go would enjoy it. You'll see tons of flags, American flags there. They always bring out the Harleys out to display the flags for the national anthem, and it's a great benefit. pull, very patriotic, very fun pull, and you wouldn't be sorry if you come. So make it a point to come Saturday night to Macon, Missouri, for this pull for the Central Missouri Honor Flight.
Nice. Russ, you answered the question. The Medians are awesome people. Yes, they are. And then Shannon Colvin said the barn burner at Pawnee City, awesome pull. So that must be their favorite tractor.
Barn burner. Yep, that's he's had some problems this year. Corey Schluter.
Okay,
but I think they got it figured out for Pawnee City.
Is that a light super or is that a super farm?
That's a light super stock.
Okay.
Diesel tractor, and it's a runner when it's running right. But up until Pawnee City, they had lots of problems with it, trying to get it to light, and looks like they got it figured out.
Red ink at Concord a couple weekends ago was pretty cool. So thank you for that comment, Ryan Smith. Speaking of patriotic, he's got an American flag there in front of his semi truck.
Awesome.
Love that. Macon's a big pull, Ron. I mean, that's one of those names that you've heard, many times. So.
Absolutely. I mean, let's talk about classes at Macon. Who's going to be there?
Did you use Omer Mafia yet in any of when you announce?
Oh, I haven't. I haven't used that.
We got to. I think they said it was okay, didn't they?
I think so. Billy Joe, you're a little biased there, I think, with the Breaking Loose truck. Just saying.
There you go.
Macon, Missouri. 7,400-pound modified tractors, super modified two-wheel drives, modified four-wheel drives, limited pro stock, light super stock, light limited pro stock, and pro stock tractors. So that's what we'll see on Saturday night in Macon. So that'll be a big show. And pullers love patriotic pulls too. I mean, the pulling community, the farming community, it's just they go hand in hand. But the patriotic events. Would you agree?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. When you get behind a good cause like that and really get the community involved, and it brings everybody out. So people that maybe not even love truck and tractor pulling like we do, they still want to come out and support a great cause. So
one more reason to come. One more reason.
Exactly.
And I'll tell you another patriotic weekend we've got going is in September, Jason. Warrensburg, Missouri on September 10th, Buckner, Missouri on September 11th. The theme for that weekend, it's the 20th anniversary of 9/11.
Okay.
And we're calling it the Red, White, and Back the Blue weekend in Missouri. Support our veterans, support our police, and in remembrance of 9/11/01 that weekend, it's going to be a patriotic weekend at Warrensburg. And
speaking of Buckner,
and Buckner,
I think Sydney's probably logged in as Ken right now. Don't you think? Like, hey, Dad, can I borrow your phone?
He's a little biased too.
Yes,
think.
He is.
Yeah.
We parked by them all weekend. And you want to talk about fun? Oh my goodness, we had a blast.
Good people.
Like at 3 a.m. when you're tired and they're still going, and you just want to go to bed. Okay. If you're a puller, or if you're fans and you hang out with the pullers in the pits afterwards, and we always stay up late, and Ron knows. And if you ever want to leave, don't say goodbye. Okay, you just walk away into the dark. And the next day, say, I don't know. I went to bed the same time you guys because nobody's gonna remember. Okay, that's from years of trying different things.
And that's absolutely true. That is exactly how it happens. What happened to so and so?
Where'd Jason go? I don't know. I don't know. You just say you got to go to the bathroom and nobody remembers, especially Trish Summers. She got into some Gary juice there Saturday night. And
oh, boy.
She was laughing her butt off. We had a good time.
So, yeah, big weekend of pulling. Looking forward to it. I can't believe it's almost mid-August already. Jeez.
So, were you in Mobile? Did you announce Mobile?
I was, yes.
Okay, so you saw Scrappy go 4:02?
Yes. Yep, I witnessed that.
So Goodwin has been just on a tear, right? And he went 389, I think I saw on the app for a distance or something like that. So.
Yeah, it was out there just under 400. And then, Scrappy comes out and you're thinking, well, he won last night, had a good hook. Is he going to put two together like that? And he just laid down a monster pass and went past Goodwin, and the crowd just went crazy in Mobile.
That is the coolest thing in the world. There's always a couple every night where, just the crowd just goes wild. And that's such a cool feeling. And, Rock Valley, I saw it this year when Goodwin laid one out there. You know, when it's so easy that even the crowd knows they have the lead.
Yeah.
Even the announcer, because sometimes what you fans don't realize when we're announcing, we have different angles. Like I'll try to pick something out in the crowd, like where the buckboard is on the sled or whatever, to try to figure that out. So, Richard Cool, is he still pulling? Virgil's. I mean, I watched Richard Cool as a kid growing up forever. I feel like I saw him out a couple years ago, Ron.
The Hot Stuff tractor was at Mobile. Sarah Cool was driving.
Oh, okay, cool.
At Mobile, cool. So yeah.
I didn't mean to say cool. That's kind of a play on words there. But cool. Awesome.
Yeah, you were talking about the passes like that, and oddly enough, talking about Goodwin. Where was
Cole
it?
Lundell. Yeah. Do you see this comment on the screen?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. That was memorable. I can remember 2018 with was it dang it, the Young can't even remember the tractor. Young Gun, was it the Young Gun tractor that laid a pass down? It was close to 400 feet.
Which class?
Diesel Super.
Okay.
Thinking back, and the crowd just went bonkers. 2018 at Rock Valley on Saturday. Yeah.
I can go back and look while you're yakking.
We'll look that up.
Monex is jumping on here. Connie says they're bringing the Gopher to Macon. One of their drivers went there 2 years ago. He was so happy. He saw a lot of his friends. So that's cool.
Good deal. Be good to see Jerry and Connie.
They are running really, really well. Really well.
Seen them a couple times this year. Saw them up at Dubuque, a season opener up there.
Yep. They had a nice pass in McClough on Saturday night when I was there with them. So
good deal. Good people. Yep. Where was it? It was either Sac City or.
Does the website have older results on it? Outlawed Tractor Pulling website?
Oh, to go back that far?
Yeah, I feel like some websites do and some don't.
So they should be on the website from 18.
Let's see our fans jump in and run, and they help us out with this stuff. Yeah.
Oh, you're on the website for sure.
Owner of the Outlawed Truck and Tractor Pulling Series for National Pulling.
It was
scrolling down right now. Here's 20. What year do you think it was, Ron?
2018. I'm pretty certain of that.
At Rock Valley?
Yes, Saturday night, Rock Valley, 2018.
I'm almost there. Give me a second. Saturday night results. Diesel Supers.
Yep.
Okay. The website has all this stuff. I'm looking right now.
It was Sac City this year. Last week.
Braden Tramick with Legacy. 389.
Legacy. Yep. Yeah, that was one that we actually on Full Pull TV, we put that one up. Just that pass alone, just posted on Facebook. And it had 100,000 hits within just a few days. It was awesome hook. But Goodwin laid down a heck of a pass at Sac City this year too. That got the fans up out of their seats and making a lot.
Yeah, that was another 390 Goodwin pass. So you
awesome.
And I, Ron, we need help. So George Hendrickson obviously is a legendary announcer for the state of Iowa, and so anybody, like he used to say, Matt Goodwin on a good one, and he would tell his little joke about the little red wagon. So I want people to send us messages to the Outlaw Facebook page of some of their favorite George Hendrickson jokes or memories. I remember a couple of his cool jokes, Ron. I was talking to my dad because he bought machinery from George Hendrickson. So I just think it'd be cool if you and I could, bring back some of those jokes, because there's going to be a lot of people in those stands that are going to remember George Hendrickson.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I've heard that name a lot around Iowa.
He owned an IH dealership for years, and I just grew up. That's the announcer I grew up listening to in Iowa with ITPA, Ron, and always did the Iowa State Fair, and that was the last poll before school started every year, because it was like such bittersweet, because you had to go back to freaking school after the Iowa State Fair. But,
yeah, I get it.
George Hendrickson.
Henderson.
No, it was Hendrickson.
Oh, Dave Nelson says it's Henderson.
Well, Dave, what do you know? Doesn't Dave? Dave would probably know over me. I swear it was Hendrickson. So we'll let somebody jump on there. But I'm not going to argue with Nelson. We know how that works, right?
Let me pull up the memo here.
It is Hendrickson. It is Hendrickson. I'm pretty well. No, I'm thinking Hendrickson's a straight horse, right? This is what happens when I don't sleep enough, Ron. I'm telling you right now. So.
Yeah. Wait a minute, stray horse? No, that's Hinton.
Jeez, it is. I bet it is Hendrickson.
Yeah, stray horse is Hinton.
Maybe the town was Hendrickson. Is there a Hendrickson, Iowa? Does that ring a bell? I know we're babbling. George Hendrickson, Iowa tractor. I'm Googling right now, Ron. I'm cheating.
Yep, the memo I have for the Iowa State Fair. I almost said Ohio State Fair there for a second. Iowa State Fair for the pullers. Of course, the class is separated by day. Tuesday is the 540 light pros, limited pro stock, light super stock, 74 mods, naturally aspirated mod 2-wheel drive, pro stock 4x4, super farm, and unlimited super stock.
Okay.
Those pullers for Tuesday, if you're coming in on Monday, you can.
Can we come in Monday night?
You could come in between 12 noon Monday and 7 p.m. There's a 7-hour window, 12 noon to 7 p.m. You will not be permitted to come in after 7 p.m. or before 12 noon on Monday if you pull on Tuesday.
Okay.
7:30 p.m. is zero noise time on Monday.
What's that mean, John?
No loud engine noise. I think that's what they're referring to.
Oh, so you can still sit and play the guitar, right?
Well, possibly, yeah. No starting. Here it is. It spells it out. No starting of pulling motors. No bright lights. No loud music. Quiet time. It says. There's a concert at the main grandstand. Is why.
Okay. How close is? And I know Nelson's been doing posts, but he's been doing like teaser posts, which are really good, like the back of the grandstands and stuff like that.
Sure.
How close is like the grandstands to the pulling track, like the main grandstands? Like, did they leave up the old racetrack, Ron, or they tear all that down? Is it all gone?
I think it's all new. And if Dave is on here, Dave can chime in. I haven't been to the where the track is now in relation to the grandstand.
Yeah.
But
I'm gonna send Nelson the link. Okay, see if he'll jump on with us.
Gotcha.
He always says that he just watches but I want him, if he could jump on with State Fair being next. We're gonna have him on Let's Grow Pulling next Monday night, Ron. I hope either him or Kurt.
Okay.
But let's see if Henderson will jump, or not Henderson. Jeez, I am out of it. I swear it was George Hendrickson. Henderson. I'm confused.
On Tuesday's show, the classes that I mentioned, all those pullers must be out of the pits by 5:30 to make room for the Wednesday pullers. So
what time does the pull start on Tuesday?
Noon.
Wow.
Noon o'clock. Noon o'clock, 2 tracks. So it must be out Tuesday by 5:30 p.m. Once again, 7:30 p.m. is zero noise time, quiet time. Then on Wednesday, haulers can come in between 8 and 11. Wait a minute.
Nelson, if you're watching, which you are, if you have decent internet, click on your Facebook Messenger, Dave, and jump on here with Ron and I for a little bit. So if you don't mind. I can't make you, but it'd be cool if you were. Sure be cool if you did. My Uncle Paul says, racetrack is gone. Pulling area has been relocated. Hey, Ron, Uncle Paul came up. He was the guy in the Remedy shirt with the big beard. Kind of looked like one of the ZZ Top guys.
I saw that.
Lives in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Lives in Tulsa. And I said, come up and hang out with us. So he jumped on one of his fleet of motorcycles and buzzed up to Mound City, Kansas. So,
okay. On Tuesday from 8 to 11 p.m., Wednesday pullers can come in between 8 and 11 p.m. Tuesday night.
We got him. We got the boss, Ron.
The boss? Okay.
What's up, Nelson?
How goes it, guys?
Good. Hey, Dave.
Well, we've been talking smack about you, Dave. Is it George Hendrickson or George Henderson, the legendary Iowa announcer?
I always thought it was George Henderson, but somebody chime in and tell us, because I could be wrong.
I swear it was Hendrickson. Doesn't matter. I know I'm all over the place, the guys, but it's all good.
Now, this memo that I'm reading from Jason, we're going to post this as well, so pullers can see it with their own eyeballs. So, 7 a.m. the pits open on Wednesday. for remaining haulers to enter the pits from 7 to 9 a.m. Tech starts at 9 a.m. both days. Drivers meetings at 10 a.m. both days. Of course, noon is showtime. So we're going to post that for all the pullers to see as well. So everybody knows what's happening and what the schedule is at the Iowa State Fair. Dave, where are you headed?
I'm actually down in Oklahoma visiting our stores down here. So I was actually up in Chickasha where Dave Bennett's home is. So, but kind of heading north now.
Gotcha. Did you go see Dave while you were there?
Him and Kevin Laurie and his wife Linda, they're out still on motorcycles till tomorrow. So
Gotcha.
Not this time.
Chris Pfeiffer says it's Hendrickson.
Okay. Good job, Chris. My bad.
You're allowed to make one mistake a year, Dave. That's it.
Yep, you're done.
That was it. Okay.
That was it.
The biggest thing for the state fair, everybody, is just, I mean, it's a state fair. There's other venues. There's thousands of people there. I mean, it's the move-in time, so check your move-in time. And then on this memo, there's page number 3. It sounds like a huge memo, but there's a lot of details there. Page number 3 is going to give you a map of how to come in. It's best to come in from the east. Don't come in off University like we all think and what we kind of used to. Look at the map. It's drawn out well. You want to get off Highway 65 on Hubble Avenue and come west into town to East 33rd. East 33rd will bring you straight down across University into gate number 2. So just read the memo 3 times. There's a lot of details there, but I mean, we're really privileged to be back at the Iowa State Fair, and so we want this to go good for all involved. Read the memo.
Can you see that? Ron, can you see that comment on the screen right now?
Again, Tuesday, 8 a.m. Full on
Yes.
Tuesday.
So let's review come-in time. Tuesday pullers can come in Monday from noon to 7 p.m. or Monday morning from 7 to 9. And then all the Tuesday pullers got to get out of there Tuesday night by 5:30. It'll be about a 4.5 hour show. Got an hour to be out of there. When your class is done, go ahead and head out or whatever. But Tuesday pullers got to be out Tuesday. Then from 8 to 11 on Tuesday night is when we'll bring in Wednesday haulers as well again on Wednesday morning from 7 to 9. So it's the state fair. The pits are smaller than what we're used to. So it's a little bit of a tight time frame here, but it's doable. So
there is an overflow.
All the times.
There is an overflow parking lot to the north, correct?
Yeah. So once the pits fill up, we're going to park everybody first come, first serve in the pits. But once the pits fill up, we're then going to direct those pullers into the overflow parking, which is going to be your pit parking for you. If you're there later, you'll go into that north parking lot again on those pull-in times. You'll pit up there and just come down the street into the pits with your vehicle, with your pullback vehicle. But we have overflow parking because we're going to fill up the pits, and we're going to need additional parking to the north.
Okay, Dave, we'll have to update. You said not to come in off of East University Avenue.
Yep. If you read that memo, I believe it says it all in there. Plus, there's a map on page 3 that shows how to come in.
Okay, we'll have to update that on the app because the app actually has the directions of coming in off of East University. So we'll have to update that.
Yeah. Okay.
Tomorrow, and get that squared away so they know if they use the app, they can come in the correct way. So, okay, awesome. Well, Dave, we're looking forward to it. When are we going to post this? We're going to post this tomorrow, or?
Yeah, let's post it tomorrow morning. We'll post it on the website, and then on Facebook, we'll put a link to it that'll take you right to it where you can print it off. Susan is going to email it out tonight or in the morning to the Outlaw members, but we have a lot of non-members that are pulling. So we want you guys to get it as well to be informed of the details. So
Ryan Ewing has a good question. How far away is the overflow parking from the main pits?
It's going to be probably 200 feet from the pit gate. So it's not going to be very far. 200 or 300 feet north of the pit gate. And so you'll unload there, use your 4-wheeler, your Gators, your Jeeps that you have in your trailer with you, and you can pull that down. You can pull yourself down into the pits. It's really close. It'll be a little bit of a hassle, but it's what we got to deal with, but it'll work.
Yeah.
It'll be good.
Yeah. And the state fair has really busted their butts to get this facility done for us too, for this pull. So,
and what's neat about this is that the Elwell family donated, I think, $2 million to build this. It was supposed to be done last year, but because of COVID, it didn't get done. But the neat thing about this, working with the Iowa State Fair, I've been down there probably 10 times with the management at Iowa State Fair, and they asked us, what kind of dirt do we need? I mean, that's what we got right there. You see it. They dug down 2 feet from the dirt that was there, and we brought them a sample of dirt. It's kind of the famous Ziploc bag. We got a big Ziploc bag full of dirt from the Haywarden pull track of Haywarden, Iowa. That's one of the best tracks known in Iowa for tractor pulling. And the state fair brought in 8 inches of clay, 3 inches of silt sand, 8 inches of clay. They ripped it all in and put a little bit more sand in it. So they've built an amazing track, 2 feet deep. It's about 120 feet wide and 400 feet long, right in front of this new grandstand specifically for tractor pulling. Yeah. So, I mean, the Iowa State Fair is committed to their motorsports. Tractor pulling is here now, demolition derby, monster trucks, but there's going to be more things coming.
They're committed long term to the sport of pulling,
just for the tractor pull. So, yeah, exactly. Yep. So,
good deal.
Cool. Well, Dave, thanks for jumping on. I know you're driving, but I just wanted to.
I'm going to go.
We want to hear it from the horse's mouth about that.
Yeah, whatever. That's the stray horse. Hendrickson. What was his? Yeah.
Hinton, wasn't it? Hinton. Stray horse is Hinton, right?
Yep.
Randy Hinton, but his partner was Dave Henderson.
Correct.
The stray horse. So there is some correlation there with Henderson and Dave Henderson. So.
Cool.
Okay, I'm going to go before I get in an accident, guys.
See you, Dave.
All right, buddy. Safe travels.
Okay, we'll kick him off.
Good deal.
I got about a minute left of battery, Ron. So.
Yep. Let's wrap it up here.
Ryan Ewan. So pullers can get in with their haulers Tuesday morning if they pull Tuesday night. Correct? Is that what he said?
Yes, I think it was 7 to 9 a.m.
Probably.
But we're going to post it. We're going to post it tomorrow.
Yep.
All this information, so you can have it at your disposal. It's a lot of information to take in, but we'll get that posted up tomorrow. And good show tonight. Run a little bit long, but we're good. We needed all that information.
Yeah, no, it needed to get out. And thank you for doing. Well, it's your show anyway, but I like to jump on and help you when I can. I just had some work commitments to do, so I'm going to shut her down because my computer's about to die, Ron. So,
everybody,
recap it real quick. What's coming up this weekend?
Look forward to seeing everybody Thursday night in Weeping Water, Nebraska. Friday night in 2 different locations. Friday night is West Point, Nebraska, the Cumming County Fair. Good pull. Also Marthasville, 2 classes in Marthasville, pro stock tractors and supermod 2-wheel drives. Of course, Saturday night is the Central Missouri Honor Flight in Macon, Missouri. So look forward to seeing everybody out this weekend for some outlaw pulling. So,
yep, keep putting pictures up ahead of time like you have been for the pull. If you can get, I tried down there in Mound City, Kansas, but U.S. Cellular and I are not friends in Mound City, Kansas. So that's all I'm going to say.
Actually, at Signal this year, I just changed carriers about a week
Who'd
or so.
you go with?
So I went with T-Mobile. I had them before. Odd thing is I don't have good signal here where I live with T-Mobile, strangely enough. So I'm always on Wi-Fi here at home.
Okay.
So I'm good to go.
All right.
Thanks everybody for tuning in. Thanks Colin Wiens for coming on.
Yeah, that was he did a good job. He did a good job.
Yeah,
so
great job. And
right,
wait a minute. Tristan Myers, Hollywood is still your nickname, buddy.
Yeah, we could think of something new for Colin. We'll work on that.
All right. Thanks everybody for tuning in.
Bye-bye.
Good night. Thanks, Jason.